Hello everyone and welcome back to the Three Guys Talk Film podcast, the podcast where three guys talk film. Today is a special one. It's quite special? A cute one. We'll leave that
special.
According to our YouTube viewer statistics, no. But we plough on nonetheless.
We do.
This one's quite an interesting one. We're basically ripping off Desert Island discs. This is Desert Island, open parentheses, Blu-ray, close parentheses, discs, where we basically discuss three films. Thank you. I will trademark that, although I'm probably trademarking a trademark, so we'll just not get into that right now. Either way, we are now going to discuss three films that we take to a desert island. This desert island does have some electricity, not enough for you to get a signal. You're stuck there, all right? But you've got a TV, you've got a Blu-ray player, right?
Not enough for Netflix, but enough for a Blu-ray player.
You've got no internet, so no Netflix. You've got 3 discs with you, Blu-ray discs for the Blu-ray player.
Makes sense.
And a TV. What 3 films are you going to take to watch for the rest of the time? Now, the way we'll do it is we'll do one reveal at a time, yeah?
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah. And we'll start with you, Chris. What would be your ultimate film? What's the top one that you can't live without?
The top one, it was gonna be my number 2, but I'll save number 2. So the top one is gonna be Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, a classic.
It's a classic, man. Come on, you can't. Everything about that film is like on point to the fact that there are jokes that hark back that you didn't even notice the first time round because they're revealing stuff that's going to happen later. Everything is completely self-referential. It's an entirely tied up thing, and also the plot is just stupid. Like I love the fact that they take the mick out of themselves, and the fact that they say like, oh yeah, it could be all of this reason that you're jealous of your sister because she's going to be selling her land and going to ruin your thing, and it's like, nah, it's just because she can make plants, isn't it? Like, it's just the dumbest thing ever, and I love it. Also, Simon Pegg. I need Simon Pegg in my life. Forever.
Yeah.
I can't not. Come on.
Frost. Bit of Bill Bailey as well in there.
Bit of Bill Bailey.
Bill Bailey.
Bill Nye's in there.
All the people in that film, Bill Bailey crops up before Nick Frost. It's like Bill Bailey.
No one does me nothing.
I do love that too. Nobody. That is mean. And Yarp.
Yarp.
The Hound before the Hound.
Yeah. Or just Narp.
No,
question mark.
That is iconic. That is,
mate. Everything about that film is quotable.
Iconic. Yeah, like
even the bits that like people don't necessarily regularly quote, just like don't want to upset the apple cart. Oh, because we all sell apples around here, don't we?
You ain't seen Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
I still say that all the time. I haven't watched Bad Boys 2 since I was like 9, but
things like I haven't watched it for so long, but I can still pretty much recite it word for word.
Exactly, and that's why it's one of the greatest films of all time, if not the best British comedy of all time. I'm putting it out there.
I raise you Shaun of the Dead.
I think it's a good debate to have.
Yeah, but pick between it's literally like flip a coin on those two.
Honestly, my argument for Hot Fuzz is pacing compared to Shaun of the Dead, because Shaun of the Dead is purely because of what it's riffing off in the fact that zombie films are always fuck boring for the first half an hour. And
what? You can't say that.
They are. Come on,
Shaun of the Dead is not.
Zombies turn up. It's not necessarily.
But it's genius. Boring. It's genius the way it's done, though. You know how he has the walk to the shop to get ice cream both times. Oh my god, that is genius.
It is genius, but in terms of like it just grabbing you and taking you straight away.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Hot Fuzz. The plot of Hot Fuzz is genuinely genius.
It is because it could actually be a genuine thing, and then it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, and it's actually quite brutal at times. I remember watching that when that one, and when the spire lands on his head, like 8-year-old me was shocked.
I was shocked.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
So like somehow that's more gory than anything in Shaun of the Dead, which is literally about a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
it's insane.
But James Bond having a spire through his face, because he was James Bond. Timothy Dalton was James Bond.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
For one film.
There's a fun fact. Yeah, that's all you need. Some might say that's one more than Daniel Craig should have done, but you move on anyway.
Just moving on to
Skyfall's good. Skyfall's good.
Moving on to Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg.
Yeah, I thought I'd go for the obvious one first and go for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, for listeners from last week, we all know Nathan's feelings on Guardians of the Galaxy.
You do, and
apparently all of our feelings is our favourite Marvel film
collectively. It is our favourite Marvel film.
Check out the podcast if you haven't already.
Short. But basically, what I tried to do is I tried to have like a spectrum. So I wanted like a little bit of everything.
That's what was important to me as well.
Yeah, because like you could go for like 3 comedies, but then what on the days where you're not feeling comedy? You know, if you're on an island. What
if you don't want to laugh? You know, you're in one of those movies where something's making you laugh, but you know that you want to be Mardy.
Yeah.
For our southern listeners, that's grumpy. That's an alternative word. But yeah, one of those. You don't want something to make you laugh. You want to wallow in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In that case, would you have a rom-com?
Well, you'll find out what I have soon.
But yeah, Guardians, like, I spoke about the actual plot of the film and everything quite a lot. So I'm just gonna say, like, to me, like, it's like my comfort food film.
Yeah.
Like when I'm ill, I put Guardians on. When I'm hungover, I put Guardians on. When I'm stressed, I put Guardians on. Like, it just makes me feel so much better.
When you're ill, hungover, and stressed, you
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
Guardians on.
So every Saturday morning.
So to be fair, I'm usually one of those things or some combination.
Yeah. So Guardians, you just got it on repeat.
Just constantly, it's like,
It's on right now at his house. He's going to get back to it.
He'll be back.
I've got a whole room. It's just the Guardians room.
He'll get back for the dance battle at the end.
If you ring my doorbell, it just goes ooga shaka.
Ooga,
ooga. Oh my god, the soundtrack for that. I've got the soundtrack on
that's the thing
CD.
as well, like,
soundtrack CD is amazing.
It'd bring the music for me, so like it also bring like
Yeah,
a top quality
nice.
film.
Sounds like-
I'd bring my ballad
that's
with me,
genius.
bit of Suede.
That's genius.
Genius. I hadn't thought of
David
that.
Bowie, one of David Bowie's most underrated ones.
Believe it or not, when I said Bowie, I didn't mean.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that bit. Also, it's David Bowie, mate. Grow up.
Bowie.
Nah.
Bowie?
Yeah, it's got to be Bowie, innit?
Or is it
Chris?
Bouet?
Because
It's definitely not Bowie.
They-
You're disqualified.
Beauvoir.
I've always said Bowie.
All right.
See, I've
Then
always said Bowie.
why is his daughter called
no, it's Bowie,
Zoe
isn't it?
Bowie?
It's no,
It's
it's
Zoe Bowie,
it's
right?
it's whichever one Bowie knife isn't, because it's not a Bowie knife. That's how I
It's
remember it.
Zoe Bowie.
Is this like Sean Bean and Sean Bourne? Like Sean Bean, like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah,
How
that's
about
true.
just-
Sean Bean.
Post on Twitter how you say it.
Yeah, we'll do a poll,
We'll do a poll.
and I'm right because there's literally a Zoe Bowie, and it wouldn't make sense.
Do you realise it made it at least about 8 minutes before this went off track?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
we're,
fair.
we're on 7 minutes 11 seconds, and we've already descended into how do you say David Bowie or Bowie. I'm not really sure anymore, but we all know it's not Bowie.
Oh, so Zoe Bowie doesn't exist. It's Duncan Jones's middle name, so I think he went by Zoe Bowie. Or did he go by Zoe Bowie?
Zowie Bowie.
Zowie Bowie is
So you're
amazing.
saying that the foundation of your whole argument does not exist?
Yes.
Welcome to uni, folks.
Yeah,
Anyway.
welcome to politics, mate.
George White.
No, let's make this political, right? No, just kidding. My first film is my favourite film, Lost in Translation.
Okay.
It's a beautiful film. It's a perfect one. Talking earlier about, wallowing in self-pity and, in my circuit board city tonight. Wombats reference for you out there. But no, it's just one of those films that's like, it's so melancholy. And if I'm on a desert island by myself for the rest of the time, probably not going to be feeling too great to start with, you know what I mean? I'm going to feel a bit of an existential crisis. And that's the perfect existential crisis film, because it's all about not knowing what you want to do in life. If you're on a desert island, you don't know what to do. You're there thinking, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Perfect. And yeah, it just speaks to me more than any other film has, and I love it. It's a masterpiece. Anyone who says it's boring clearly hasn't been in crippling depression. No, clearly hasn't been in the situation to properly appreciate it. Because
you haven't been depressed, you loser.
Yeah, exactly. Get with it.
Ha, sucker.
But no, honest, like when it's the 10th best film of the 21st century. Empire approved that.
Empire approved.
They did also approve that Mad Max was top, but yeah, we've had this debate.
It's just lies.
It's fine.
But it is
exactly.
It's an incredible
not
film.
first, is it? No. Oh.
Although I do quote it quite a lot. I always do the "What a lovely day." I do that quite a lot.
What a lovely day.
Yeah.
But other than that,
So yeah, my second film is no, it's not. But it's just a beautiful film, and I never actually recommend that anyone watches it, because if I recommend it and they're like, "Oh, it's boring," then I will kick off. So don't watch it. It's my film.
so like,
I'm like that with Endeavour, the TV show.
I'll get watching that tonight.
No, please don't ruin it for me.
Is it just like a slow burn? 'Cause I'm usually okay with things like that.
Honestly, it's not like any other film that I've watched, to be fair.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
I'll tell you what, it's a
beautiful.
slow burn.
It's on my
It's a
list.
work of art.
It's on my list.
Tell you what, is a slow burn. The Departed, Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg.
Is that what you're going for?
No,
Okay.
but it's just a slow burn. I just want.
Oh, cheers. Other slow burns include.
No, I just like that film. I don't like it enough to be a top 3, but it's an honourable mention.
I need to watch it.
It's a really class film.
Honorable mentions would be good.
Yeah.
We'll drop them in at the end.
Yeah,
We'll drop them in at the end.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is
Hey.
surprisingly a super film.
What?
Nate Dogg. Agree. It is Spider-Man.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Why haven't we even sure?
Because of course
Why
it
haven't we
is.
even sure? Yeah.
I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse so much.
After the shit I've put up with you from the last 2 podcasts, even the podcast that we lost, where you said that all comic book films should stop.
They should.
You have the audacity to come on here.
No, I agree they should stop. And unfortunately,
Yeah, and that includes
listeners
even-
at home, you're not going to be able to realise why, because it's too long. But Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a true gem.
It's a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece. It manages to get teamwork throughout perfectly, where they don't actually bicker that much. There's that like little scene where like they're like, "Go home, Miles," and then Miles comes back anyway, and it's like, "Miles, you scamp."
Yeah, and that's cute because they're doing it to look after him.
Yeah, it's not like a "we hate you." It's they're
Yeah.
trying to look after him, which is quite nice. I like the fact that they're more experienced Spider people.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that because they could have done it as it like everyone's origin story, and I like the fact Peter Parker died straight away. I thought
Yeah,
that was such a curveball.
Chris Pine just got
Oh.
knocked out, didn't he?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Nick from New Girl is Peter Parker.
Yes.
There's a lot of heart in it as well.
So much- I
cry. So much.
So many nice messages and
Yeah.
I cry in that film every time. It's the dad bit. Oh, it's when
That bit
visits.
when he's outside the door.
yeah.
Oh.
So, like,
I can't deal.
that whole message of like anyone could be Spider-Man,
Yeah.
you could be Spider-Man, like
Yeah, I love that bit where it's like Nick from New Girl doing the voiceover, and it's like, what's that line?
I don't know. Also, it's got one of the best scenes ever, which is when
It's a
they
leap of faith. That's it.
Yeah,
So
leap
yeah,
of
it's
faith.
just Leap of
Yeah.
Faith, that's all it is.
the best scene in any superhero film. Don't even fight me.
when he's
which is-
dropping down.
No. It's when they go to break it into the laboratory,
Laboratoire.
and they like you have that little montage, and then it's just like, I got it handled, buddy. Poof, everything is fine.
Yeah, that is so
it's
true.
Just amazing.
Oh, that
So I'm with you. Like when when Miles becomes Spider-Man,
Oh,
and he
so
does the leap of faith.
when he's like,
It's like,
the-
what's up, danger?
What's
yeah.
up, danger?
Oh mate, when it hits the bottom and the music kicks in.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh, and
man.
speaking of soundtracks, my God, yeah, you get the perfect soundtrack there as well. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
Post Malone.
Yeah.
I don't even like Post Malone, but I like him.
yeah,
enough.
it's
He
like-
made me. That
yeah.
film made me like.
It's like
Post
the only
Malone.
Post Malone that I really like.
Now, what's
We
up,
should listen to
danger?
Circles. Circles is good.
Yeah,
It's just a class. film,
It's
isn't it?
just it's got everything.
Yeah.
stealing a bagel.
Plus, like as a Spider-Man stan such as myself, like the way that it played with like the fact that it knew that you'd seen.
This is a thing,
So
and
much
I won't
Spider-Man
talk
before.
about Spider-Man, Homecoming or Far From Home again, but
No.
it gave me the feels, the Spider-Man feels.
The
Like
nostalgia.
no other
The warm and
superhero manages to give me the feels, but that film did it. It nailed it in a way that
I've only felt like the way I felt in Spider-Verse one other time, and it was in Force Awakens.
Just
Yeah.
that like
Oh,
sheer
yes.
nostalgia
Yeah,
high.
just like the second that I saw. Well, pretty much from the second it started, when it just started doing the intro, like when he rips off the Spider-Man 3 dance, I was just like, I am gonna fucking love this
Yes.
film. Like, I
I,
can
did,
tell.
I did that dance. Just like,
yeah, I love the meta,
Yeah, but like,
the
we don't talk
meta of
about
it
that,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
and one less for real this time.
yeah.
So good. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That was an honourable mention for me. I was stuck between that and Guardians because I
Fair,
needed
fair.
a comic book film. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what.
Yeah.
I think that would have made it in for me if you hadn't
Yeah.
chosen it already.
Yeah. No, I love it so much. Anyway, Nate Doggy Dog.
My second one is Pulp Fiction.
I haven't seen it,
I hate
so
Pulp Fiction.
I can't.
What? It's Tarantino's masterpiece.
And it sucks.
I watched Inglourious Bastards recently. That is
That's
quality.
good.
That
Pulp Fiction's a lot better.
It's not.
ooh, I haven't heard that.
It's not. It's worse.
I've heard that actually
It's a
Django's
visual-
his best one.
I disagree.
It depends how much action you're looking for.
I'm not that bothered. I liked Inglourious Bastards because
Yeah.
nothing happens and it's
You'll
so
like-
gripping.
You'll like Hateful Eight for that exact reason.
Oh, no, don't.
Does Hateful
don't.
Eight have Christoph Waltz in?
Yes.
Hateful
Okay,
Eight's
then I'm
sucked.
interested then.
I
Hateful
love
Eight's
Hateful
so
Eight.
bad.
I feel like this is where we're gonna have this argument because
Yeah.
like
Again.
there's two types of Tarantino
Yeah.
for me. There's the really, really, really talky ones that are like set in like two locations,
Yeah.
or there's the like multiple things and we're all gonna weave it in and it's all gonna be like high action, high intensity, but also you can have this character here and this character here, and then it all comes together at the end.
And then there's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
And then there's that
which
garbage.
is a bit of both, bit
You
of
leave-
neither.
I hate that film.
Leave that film alone.
No, it's trash.
Anyway, back to
So-
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
It's just Tarantino's my favorite director. I think I've said that on here before as well. But and this is for me his best film, and it's just I don't think there's better dialogue in any film than in this one. Like I could sit and listen to. Oh, I just forget the characters' names.
It's because the dialogue's so gripping.
Oh,
The
Well,
characters are
talk
no,
about
it's
clearly
because I'm so
memorable.
gripped by the dialogue, I forget everything. By the way, Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta, their characters. Vince Vega. That's
It's a good name.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
I
burger
could
bit
think
is funny.
Yeah, I could listen to talk all day. And it's like... And
But that's the thing, I only like those two. I don't like everybody else. Bruce Willis in a weird gimp dungeon.
that's so good though.
No spoilers.
So,
no
but,
spoilers.
but it's like it's Tarantino at his most twisted before he had really had the budget to do what he does now.
yeah, it was one of his first. Was it his first or one of his
No,
first?
No, it was like third or fourth.
I think it was the third one.
Yeah.
No, because it was Kill Bill? No, Reservoir
no,
Dogs
No,
was
Kill
first,
Bill was
wasn't
quite.
It was Reservoir Dogs. Then it was
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh,
Jackie
God.
Brown.
Yeah, that
Then it
makes
was
sense.
God,
Yeah.
Then it was Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, 'cause
So he
Pulp
got
was
off
the
to
one
a
that was-
Yeah.
pretty crap
But-
start with
and
Reservoir
basically,
Dogs.
Pulp Fiction feels like the film that he hinted at making Reservoir Dogs. 'Cause I love Reservoir Dogs.
It's terrible.
What?
It's so boring.
Oh my god. Okay, I take it back then. You will not like Pulp Fiction.
I might do though.
Well,
I liked
yeah,
Inglourious
You
Basterds.
need to watch it because it's one of those films that is like
You
on
need to
everyone's
watch.
greatest
Yeah,
of all
exactly.
time. And it does do a lot of stuff that had never really been done before or hadn't been done successfully before. So I agree, it's good in that sense.
Yeah, and I
personally
think
don't
that's why
enjoy it.
Reservoir Dogs as well is held in such high regard because there wasn't a film like it at the time,
Yeah.
and it has shaped so many films since, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, it was so boring, and like I just thought so much of itself.
Yeah.
It really did my head in. But
Tarantino's one of those where like he is pretentious, but it's
big
so
time.
it's up to you whether or not you give into it or not.
and some films have made me like the just ridiculous amounts of gore in Kill Bill. I
So,
loved it.
I haven't seen Kill Bill
Oh,
yet.
it's so good.
It's my next one to watch.
And yeah, the plot and just pure tension in Inglourious Basterds. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if it's more like that, Pulp Fiction, I'll be down.
Yeah, I'd say there is tension in Pulp Fiction because it's that thing of like it's planting the seeds and then it's sort of showing you. It shows you where the film's going before it shows you how they got there, and it's similar to Reservoir Dogs.
It's classic Tarantino.
Yeah, and
It's the Tarantino
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the most Tarantino of the
that's ever been
Tarantino films.
Tarantined. Yeah.
But for the Desert Island thing, I was thinking it'd be a good film for
Yeah.
make you think about something else because a lot of what Samuel Jackson and John Travolta were talking about is like questions of like morality and life, just generally just talking about life. So I think that'd be a nice way to transport yourself to a different place.
A different place. It's
Different
not a
place
desert
that's
island.
not a desert island.
That's
so,
fair.
So not Castaway as your film then.
Not Castaway.
Oh, imagine.
Do you know what? Castaway actually came up. I put this to people on Facebook, and you replied in your threes. Fours.
Four.
What the heckins?
We've had a fourth since we've been recording.
Beautiful.
And yeah, Hot Fuzz came up.
Yes!
Nice.
Um,
Vindication.
Vindication!
And yeah, Castaway's come up. I'll go through the rest at the end.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Castaway's good. It's one I've wanted to revisit because.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can watch both. Forrest Gump is.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. What
Tom
a
Hanks
legend.
in it,
I
What a
feel like
legend.
you shouldn't take Castaway onto desert island because that just depress you.
Yeah.
Like why would you want?
Maybe
why
it's
would you
like
want to
a
watch
nice
film about
survival
desert
guide.
island when you're on desert
It's
island?
like,
It's a good survival
like
guide.
taking a Bear Grylls film.
Exactly, but like with an actual interesting person, not Bear Grylls.
I mean,
Just
Tom
kidding,
Hanks
Bear.
is a legend.
You're a legend, Bear. If you're listening.
And I think we know he is.
Of course he is. We're keeping him company right now while he's like stranded in some desert island.
He's taken this podcast.
He's taken the Desert Island podcast to a desert island just for a laugh, just to prove that he can.
Before it's been recorded.
That's the most Bear Grylls thing ever, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, he knows what we're doing ahead of
Yeah,
time.
when he's like sucking moisture out of rocks, just listening to us rant about Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, or somehow end up ranting about like the Hateful Eight
It's a
and
great
Guardians
film.
of the
It's
Galaxy.
so like
No, it
Oh,
wasn't. I regret everything. I regret everything.
Gorgeous Europe.
Kingsman, The Secret
Ooh,
Service.
Okay.
Just pure entertainment in a film, like from start to finish. It's just genius, and like I could just watch the church scene on replay, like non-stop till the end. Yeah, it was a bit of both. I'm trying it out. But no, that church scene. Oh, I just watch it.
Sorry, so you sound like Jimmy Carter.
I
Can we-
know, so.
Yeah, another listener of the podcast, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Um,
the podcast to the stars.
yes, that's what we are. But yeah, Kingsman is it's just great fun, and Colin Firth, what a man, what a man. Colin Firth and Taron Egerton are a great team. It's a team I never thought would work. I remember seeing the trailer and thinking, this just looks like your bang average action
Yeah.
film, like your bang average rags to riches, as they say. But it's just such a unique film. The action in it is just ridiculous, and I love it for that.
It's never been able to grab me though.
Oh, it's such a stylish film. I don't understand how you can't get on with it.
I was with you because, like I say, when I watched first of all the trailer for it, I thought, oh look, another bog standard action film, and the action in it, to be fair, is really well done, like really well choreographed and everything. There's just something about it, like I think it's one of those things where when people tell you this thing's amazing, and then you watch it months later, you're looking for it too much. Whereas I think
this would be me with Pulp Fiction, I'm sure.
Yeah, it will be.
This was the reverse of me with Hobbs and Shaw. Because I was expecting
not Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, God.
I thought we'd got through a podcast without Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh my
I love that film.
God. I wake up at night screaming Black Superman.
Seeing Jason Statham's face.
Yeah. He's from near me, Jason Statham.
I know he is, yeah.
Yeah, Buxton.
Oh, I can't decide.
As you can tell from Nathan's accent, everyone sounds like Jason Statham around there. You know.
What accent is that exactly?
Well, you know what I mean, mate. I'm from Chesterfield, lad. Like, where does his voice is clearly? Nah.
That's way more gruff than I've ever sounded in my life.
No, I'm saying Jason Statham.
Okay.
Is putting on his voice.
Right. Okay.
I'm saying he's not got a Derbyshire accent.
No, he hasn't. No.
I'm not. You know.
To be fair.
This isn't slander.
But to be fair,
I'm sure it is his voice.
If you were from Derbyshire and then you earned the money to leave Derbyshire, would you then cut ties with Derbyshire?
Yes.
I think I would.
Wow. Okay. Hold that to you when you apply for a job in Derbyshire. they'll be listening through this one like.
Yeah, just don't put this on your CV.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, this is going nowhere near my CV.
Yes.
It's on mine.
Really?
Yeah.
What? You host a podcast?
Yeah, it got me my podcast job down at Harry the other day.
I'll probably put on that if I'm on a podcast, but I'll just say it doesn't exist anymore. Don't look for it.
Yeah, don't look for it unless you want to hear three lads angrily shout about Tarantino for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Kingsman is good. I would take it with me.
Kingsman.
It's one of my favourite films.
It is an excellent shout. Let's be honest.
Don't get me wrong. I strongly believe it's a me issue with Kingsman.
It is definitely.
Yeah. And
let's get this straight. It's all your fault.
You're gonna send me to that island, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm going to send with Kingsman.
Yeah, you send me there with Kingsman. And
it's going to be like a Clockwork Orange situation. Your eyelids are going to be taped open. You will watch it until you enjoy it. Until you get it on Letterboxd, at least 4.5 stars. You're not leaving that island.
It seems unlikely, mate. I'm not going to lie.
Just look at Colin Firth in a suit.
I do like Colin Firth as well. Do like me some
with
Colin
his
Firth.
Glasses, his super cool glasses. Oh, and the pub scene as well.
Yeah,
when he locks the door, when he does that, you're like, okay, right, here we go, boys, we're ready. And he swings the pint glass.
I'm not gonna lie,
genius.
Colin Firth as an action hero is something I never.
That was another thing that put me off. I was like, what? Colin Firth, the guy from Mamma Mia. If you watch him in Mamma Mia,
Diary and Love Actually is a spy.
The King's Speech. It's like you're not really talking, James Bond, but
about having Hugh Grant in the next one or something.
To be fair, Hugh Grant is a pretty cool guy.
Was he an action hero though?
We'll find out. They did it with Colin Firth.
Yeah,
that's true.
The Gentleman.
They did it with Will Smith, and he was in Hitch.
It's true, but I feel like Will Smith always had that about him where you think he probably could. Colin Firth was a bit out of left field.
Fresh Prince Will Smith was a skinny dweeb.
Yeah, but he's a cool dude.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Whereas Colin Firth.
Also, what's wrong with being a skinny dweeb?
Nothing.
Why are you getting so offended, Nathan?
No reason. I'm speaking on behalf of other skinny dweebs.
That's fair. That's always nice to
represent.
represent.
Myself, obviously.
No.
Because you're built, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I'm always carrying carpets.
Yeah.
Under my arms.
Why? That seems so inconvenient.
No,
that's the
trying to get through doors.
Building his muscles.
These can't fit.
Yeah, but I feel like you could lift other stuff that you could also walk through doors with.
What, like?
I don't know, weights, maybe? Dumbbells?
Sorry, what? With what?
Dumbbells.
Dumbbells. Never heard of them.
I think there's only one B in dumbbells.
Yeah. So it's dumbbells, isn't it?
Dumbbell.
Dumbbells.
A dumbbell.
A dumbbell.
I don't know. Do you take the silent B from dumb? Or do you take the hard B from B?
I think it's pronounced Dumbowie.
It's Dumbowie. Zoe Dumbowie.
She doesn't exist.
Well, I'm sure there is a Zoe Bowie out there. Facebook says there is anyway.
But why is this podcast making me look like the normal one?
It's bound to happen eventually.
Well, I didn't actually see it coming myself.
No,
what's your final film? Is this going to derail you?
No, it's not. So, right, I've thought long and hard about this in the last 20 minutes. And because I couldn't decide on my final film coming into this. It was a toss-up between, like, do I do something serious like Shutter Island, which I absolutely adore, I think that film's great. Do I do something like The Departed, which is another excellent film, something like Snatch, that kind of, like, gritty...
Snatch is good.
Snatch is a great film.
Yeah.
Lock, Stock's a brilliant film. Do I go down that
Lock,
kind of,
Stock.
like...
Now you're talking.
You know what I mean? But do I go
Yeah.
down that route of the kind of, like, right, let's do something a bit more gritty, a bit... Because, like you're saying, George, you're not always in the mood for a comedy, but my logic is I'm going to need my mood improving when I'm on a desert island.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
my third film,
Is.
Back to the Future.
It's interesting.
It's a
It's
great
interesting that you've called it a comedy as well. It's like, it's one of those. I haven't
not-
seen it,
it's
but it
not
seems like one
necessarily-
that's tough to tie down to a genre. It seems
Yeah,
like
exactly.
its own film.
Film. It is very
Its
much
own
its own thing.
genre.
But it is funny, like,
Yeah.
throughout the entire film. And Marty McFly is great in it, obviously. The Michael J. Fox, playing Marty McFly is great.
I
Christopher Lloyd is brilliant.
Marty Busted is good as well.
But it's just, what other film could get away with him snogging his mom when he's 18?
And what film is this?
Yeah, no, that's what happens.
No, trust me, that is Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's Back to the Future. That's why they struggled to pitch it to so many things, because they were like, right. So the climax of the film, he snogs his mom, and then his dad punches him and gets with his mom, and they're like, hang on, what? Just like, how are we going to make that not creepy? And yet it does manage to make it not creepy.
Oh no, it's 100% creepy.
Yeah, but it's creepy.
There we go. Chris has exposed himself now
No, but it's
by not finding that creepy.
But it was this thing called the 80s.
No.
Yeah,
If you hear
different
me out,
time.
It's creepy.
70s?
No, it was the 80s.
It's 80s.
85,
It's
yeah.
the 80s film, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the highlight. But it's creepy, but it's not like... It toes that line of being... You know it's weird, but it's not like... You don't feel cringy watching it.
It's creepy in the way that some of like the scenes in the original Star Wars trilogy are a bit creepy now.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like
When he's hitting on his sister and it's like...
or there's like just
Oh, kisses.
or
his
just
sister.
or Han Solo all the time.
Yeah, Han Solo these days would just be a no.
Cancelled.
He'd be cancelled,
Yeah.
cultured
But
instantly.
yeah, it was a simpler.
probably fair
it was a different time.
Yeah, don't say a simpler time.
Yeah, yes.
I mean,
Yeah, it's not
I
simple.
was like, yeah, that's not what I meant.
no.
But
It was a simpler time for misogynists.
Yeah.
What I
yeah.
like is it's like it's one of those films, especially because they spend so much time like harking back and being like, this is what it was like in the 50s from an 80s point of view. And I feel that kind of like escapism is quite nice and almost timeless, which would be quite good on a desert island.
That's true. And you did know the 80s very well.
I did, obviously, because I was around since the beginning of time.
Mm.
I
You are
am
the
old.
doctor.
I am. It's true. It's why I'm wearing a tie today. Anyway, Nate Dogg, you're up.
You always wear a tie.
Not always.
Not always. I've seen that open collar.
Wow, you're
Sometimes.
Unfortunately, the
you're a
listeners
lucky man.
haven't. but
Sometimes, Nate Dogg, I wear a t-shirt.
That's too far, mate. Grow up.
I
Oh
know.
my god.
You don't want to be like me and Nathan. Come on, man. Aim higher.
I'm gonna close my eyes. Chris, tell me, is it a V-neck?
Oh no.
I do own a V-neck t-shirt.
Oh my god. Well, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Right, go on. What's your third film?
My last one is.
Don't try and change the subject.
Tell me more about this V-neck. No, my last one's also not all that surprising if you know anything about me. But Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, boy.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
For two reasons. One, I think it's one of the successful films ever of just completely taking you away to a different world. I mean, technically it's the same world, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, it fully immerses you, and every shot in that film is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. I feel like Roger Deakins was just let loose on that.
Yeah, he had a way all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I think I said to you earlier, like, every single shot in that film could have been the poster. It's beautiful. And
I watched the
plot's
second
super-
half of that film whilst drunk. And that's
God.
my only experience of that film. So as far as I can see, it's Harrison Ford going, and Ryan Gosling looking in pain.
That's well off the mark, but also
Yeah.
fair enough.
when you have the context of the pain.
Right.
Yeah, because
I only
Harrison
had, like,
Ford.
the car chase at the end.
Yeah.
Pretty much, that's all I got.
Yeah. You missed a lot.
Okay.
You missed basically everything.
Yeah, basically everything.
Yeah.
Do I need to watch Blade Runner 1?
No, no, not really. Only for like
For the full effect, I'd say yeah.
there's one
Well,
scene where a certain character
yeah,
comes back,
but
and
there's-
if you haven't seen the first one, you just be like, "Who this?"
But a lot of the themes that it goes for are very much just within itself.
Yeah, it's really good because it honors the first one incredibly well,
Yeah, in my opinion, it improves it.
and it improves. Yeah, it improves on that.
Like-
And
It'll never be as influential as the first one, but I think like from a plot point of view, it's leaps ahead.
it's genius.
Yeah, because it plays with the Chosen One sort of narrative as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
it
Matrix
completely
is class
rips
as
it up.
well.
It's
yeah,
genius.
Say, like, I wouldn't even say it's a twist so much, but like I suppose it kind of is. Like you do not know that's coming.
Yeah.
Like the film just drills it into you that one thing's going to happen, and it seems so certain, but then it just pulls it out from under you, and it's done really well.
I do want to watch that film, to be fair.
And the second reason I would take it to a desert island is because if you're on a desert island, you want to watch something where you think maybe where I am isn't quite as shit.
Fair.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, the performances in that are just ridiculous. So no one got nominated for anything.
No, which is a travesty.
I was surprised
It's
by Ryan
ridiculous.
Gosling because it's very restrained. Cause obviously he's a replicant. It tells you that from the start. But when he eventually lets loose with a bit of emotion, it's really really impactful. Like when he like slams the table. And I
Yeah.
was gonna slam the table in real life, but then I thought,
Yeah, please don't. This is expensive equipment.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, Ana de Armas as well is just incredible in that.
Say all like kind of a weird thing to say out of context, but possibly the best sex scene ever.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, yes. It sounds creepy.
Yeah, at least
Chris is looking
like,
skeptical.
I say bare minimum is the most creative one.
Oh,
Is that because everything is better?
well, actually, it actually has a purpose
Yeah,
rather than just like the
Oh,
male
right, okay,
gaze.
that's new.
It adds such a deep layer to the story
Yeah.
and the world as well.
Yeah. The world's really fleshed out. Like there's
Yeah, you
loads of
see what
just,
you
like,
did there.
Yeah. Segues. Yeah, like there's just like little things that you don't think of, like you don't think about it, but then when it shows it to you that in a world with this much technology, it shows you this is happening. It makes perfect sense straight away. Like yeah, people would take it there.
And it has. I wrote this in an article for Culture Vultures. Check it out. Link in the description. It probably won't be. I'll forget.
It seems unlikely again.
But it has one of the best love stories in any film, and it's between two non-people.
Yeah,
It's just
say
brilliant.
it feels so genuine as well.
So yeah. And yeah, Harrison Ford is on point as well.
So what you got, George, or is it Blade?
I can tell Chris is bored. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Hot Rod, in a similar vein to Blade Runner 2049, a masterpiece. The Lonely Island at their very best.
Yep.
Yeah, again, like you said,
I haven't
Chris.
seen this film, so.
It's ridiculous.
Is it the one with Andy Samberg?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lonely
yeah.
Island Crew.
Yeah.
It's directed by
With the
one
Captain
of
Jack
them.
Sparrow song, because that's all I know of.
Yeah, it doesn't have that song in,
Do you know what? I
but
might have seen this actually. Look, I just looked it up. I might have actually seen this. Sorry.
it's genius though. It's so dumb. It's like one of those dumb comedies.
I don't know, George. 39% of Rotten Tomatoes says differently.
Oh, Dodgeball as well.
Yeah, what about the
Dodgeball?
audience score?
What on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
It's loading.
I
Anyway,
forgot about Dodgeball.
I'm not saying this is a good film.
64. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But like you were saying, you want a comedy if you're stranded on an island, and this one just gets me. I love The Lonely Island. They're so funny. Andy Samberg is probably my favourite comedic actor.
Oh, he's so good.
He's just
Brooklyn Nine-Nine
genius.
says it all.
Exactly. And he just gets to go to town on this one. And you just got a great cast of like comedic talent. Like I say, you got Andy Samberg obviously leading it, but you get Will Arnett in there as an absolute dick. And he's really funny with it. Isla Fisher as well. And that guy from that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good in that.
He was alright in that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's
Yeah,
actually
I preferred him in that other one though.
he's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? He's the lawyer. He's Eva Longoria's boss, who is found to be doing cocaine by Jake Peralta.
Oh,
Peralta.
I know who you mean.
Jake Peralta.
Oh, why would you do that to me?
So I'll leave you with that.
Oh.
But it's just a pure
Stuff.
comedy, and I love it.
Fair.
Honourable mentions quick because Chris has places to go,
I
people
do
to
have
see.
places to go.
Who wants to start off? What are we doing? One or two each?
We could just go around and do one or two. Yeah.
Yeah. You start us off, Nathan, because I need to think of mine.
Honorable mentions. I mean, something like the first Avengers, not Avenger.
Avengers.
Or the first Avenger, which
No,
you agree
no,
is a top quality film.
No. I mean, it's fine. But yeah,
I'll
something
take
like,
that.
No, the first Avengers. Again, purely for that nostalgia factor, makes me happy. Shawshank Redemption,
Yeah, I
Oh
forgot
my
about
God.
Shawshank.
classic. Zodiac would have been
What?
up there for me.
That
Love that film.
it's meant to be really good, but it
Yeah,
seems
it's
a
very
weird
good.
one to take
It's very
to a
good.
desert island. But
Yeah, we know. I'm a weird guy.
there we go, like Bong Joon-ho.
I've got
I love
And
that.
on that bombshell.
Yeah, I love that from Bong Joon-ho. Like someone asked him, like, how Parasite's got such a complex, weird story. What was the inspiration? He's like, because I'm a fucking weirdo. Brilliant.
I've got so many like honourable mentions. Like there's Monty Python
Yeah.
Life of Brian, which is a great.
Still
film.
need to watch that. Yeah.
You got Dodgeball, which I love. Hobbs and Shaw, obviously.
Oh my god.
Obviously, he says.
Obviously.
How?
Obviously.
There are millions of films in the world.
But like, there's more serious ones, like I was saying earlier, like Shutter Island, Snatch, Lock, Stock. The Departed is great. Quick and the Dead is a great cowboy film, which nobody has seen and is absolute travesty.
Departed.
Quick and the Dead.
Great film. Yeah.
Departed is a great
Yeah,
film.
deal with it. Wasn't big
Any
on,
Scorsese film, in all honesty.
wasn't big on the ending. Oh yeah, Wolf of Wall Street would be up there for me as
Wolf
well.
of Wall Street's great. Even what's the one in like Wild West one that he does? Gangs in New York. That's a great film.
Yeah.
It's a mint film. Like all Scorsese films are great. Chris Nolan films as well. Inception, mint film.
See, I think
I love it.
starving on a desert island. You wouldn't have the brain power to work that out.
No,
I've
which is
watched that
why,
film 3 times. I still don't know if I get it.
no, but that's why I picked the funny films, not necessarily the serious films.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like The Nice Guys. The Nice Guys.
Oh,
will
no,
be
Is that
there.
the is that the
It's
Ryan Gosling?
quality.
It is a good
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling is
And-
any Ryan Gosling film.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I'd
La
take
La
with me.
Land.
Yeah, La La Land is good. Crazy Stupid Love, he's brilliant in that. He's so funny.
Good actor. Underrated.
Incredible.
would
Yeah,
say.
Drive. Oh, that would be an honourable mention as well.
Nah, boring.
What was the
Oh,
one he
grow
was in?
up.
Gangster Squad with Josh Brolin. That's good.
That's actually pretty good. He got slammed by critics, but
That's actually good.
It's
Men in
good.
Black 3 is a mint film.
fair enough.
It is.
We've got a Josh Brolin stand in the house because
I love Josh Brolin.
same. He's just a top guy.
I just love him. Deadpool 2 is saved by that man. I actually agree with Josh Brolin in that film.
I haven't seen it, but Sicario 2 is also saved by that man.
I love Josh Brolin.
And the universe was saved by Josh Brolin in Infinity War before the Avengers ruined it again.
True. Yeah. Climate change was eradicated in
Yeah.
Fell swoop.
Exactly.
one fell click.
Right, have you got the audience participation, Nate Dogg,
I have.
as our social media guru?
Oof, Guru's a very strong
You're a
word.
definite guru, mate.
Anyone taking the Love Guru as their film?
No,
No.
no.
One of the lowest rated
Um,
films of all time.
No.
See, I have all the power here because I actually know who all four of these people are.
Fair.
Oh, friend.
Yeah. I have all the friends, okay, guys? They're real.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that why
I
they're on
wouldn't
your
know.
phone?
Yeah. George Gillies, my old uni friend, has gone for
Nice name.
looks like it's spelled Giles, isn't Gillies?
I meant
Like a gilet.
I meant George. George is a nice
I know
name.
what you meant.
Alrighty then.
He went. I don't think he watches films. Castaway, so fair. Lord of the Flies and King Kong.
Yeah, that's a
I
weird
feel
Venn
like-
diagram to find
Well,
yourself in the middle.
what he's gone for here is ones that are on a desert island or in a
And to be
deserted
fair,
place.
he is from Liverpool, so he actually knows what it's like to live in there.
Oh wow! You can say that as a Liverpool fan, I guess.
I can,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can. This
What
I,
else we got?
this I,
You've mugged off Derbyshire and Liverpool. I feel like we're not going to have many fans left after this.
as someone from Derbyshire who supports Liverpool.
Yeah,
Lewis Derrick, Dezo, as I call him.
yeah,
That's true. He's actually my friend.
that's cool. Cool. name.
I think he's still angry from our Star Wars ranking.
Mhm.
He's put Rogue One, brackets, still fuming.
It's trash.
You can have what you want. You can take what films you like, mate. But
You can, but it's still a bad film.
He went Spirited Away.
Okay, weird.
Yeah,
harsh. Loads of people love that film.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not an anime fan myself, but
So I haven't watched it 'cause they put all the Studio Ghibli on Netflix, and I watched My Neighbor Totoro. That's good.
I mean, weird. It's not the kind of thing I'd pick, but fair.
Yeah. And he also went Hot Fuzz. He was going like Hot
Yes!
yeah, top shout.
Fuzz. Mark from work. He
Is
went.
that his name?
That's
Yeah.
is that a double barrel surname?
Yeah, I was.
It is.
Do you know what, I was surprised when I did my first shift, and I was like, "So your name's Mark?" And he said name's from work.
So if you have to clarify further for other people that know Mark's
he's-
from work, he's Mark from work from
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
no,
With the
exactly.
emphasis in the eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
from work.
From work.
He's gone for Memento, which I will see.
Yeah,
one
I'm
day.
the same.
That-
yeah,
yeah,
I need
that's
to
why,
watch
like,
it.
Because that's a film that I know I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, well, it's a
But-
Nolan film, isn't it? So.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Nolan.
Cloud Atlas. Now is Cloud Atlas
Right, Cloud Atlas is the weird one with like 6 different timelines all happening at once.
Is that the one with Tom Hanks in?
Yes.
Because for some reason I always get that mixed up with the Tom Cruise one that's also kind of set in like a sky.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Like,
Edge of
those two
Tomorrow
mixed
is sick.
I have not seen Edge of Tomorrow.
It's really
up.
good.
I've seen Edge of
I'm
Tomorrow. I
desperate to
haven't
watch it.
seen this.
Oblivion is not.
Is that the Matt
It's-
Damon?
No, that's Tom Cruise as well.
Is it like
I
the
don't
weird
know.
kind
I
of
think it's
sequel, not
Oblivion.
sequel thing?
Yeah,
I think
something
the
like
Matt
that.
Damon one's called like Elysium or something like that.
Oh,
That is trash.
That looks trash. Yeah.
No, it's bad. I went to the cinema to watch it.
Matt
Unlucky.
Damon. Matt Damon.
Mad Damon.
And a Chinese ghost story, which I've got no idea what that is.
Me
Do I?
neither. No.
Fair.
Maybe it's just a scary story that he tells.
To be fair, I noticed how we've not put any horror films on this list.
God, no.
That's because we're all terrified.
Yeah, I don't like horror films.
And last of all, see, this is also a guy I used to work with, and you can tell he knows his films. Just from the very first one, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Words.
I mean, this was like our second favourite. So yeah, mad respect for that film.
Yeah. Apocalypse Now, Redux.
Oh, I've been told.
I still need to watch Apocalypse Now. Yeah.
Abby keeps telling me to watch it.
I've seen like half of it, and I really enjoyed it, and I just never finished it for some reason.
You watch the second half of Tropic Thunder instead, and it was like really weird.
Yeah.
Took a weird twist in the middle.
Imagine that.
And he's also said George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead.
That's not Shaun of the Dead, but it's inspiration.
See, he's also getting very specific with 1978 Argento cut. He's a man that
That's fair.
He knows his films.
If I ever watch the film, I'll go for that one then.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, to be fair, like you can do that with New Hope because there's about 7 different versions of that film.
The original Blade Runner's the same.
Yeah. There's like 50 different Blade Runners. Yeah. Go for the one without voiceover.
Yeah.
Which is the director's cut.
No,
the non-director's cut.
It's like the final director's cut or something.
Final director's cut, yeah. It wasn't the one that was released in cinemas.
It's whichever one I've got on DVD because that one feels it's one that feels the most complete.
Oh, for sure.
Actually, no. I think the director's cut has got the voiceover on.
Yeah, the final doesn't though.
Yeah, I think the one.
So he looked back at it and went, "No, I'm not happy with this."
Oh yeah, he's changed it.
Ridley Scott.
But like
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott's been at war with like what's his name, Harrison Ford about it for like forever.
Yeah, it changes a lot of what the film's trying to say. Like you could go into the second one having completely different ideas about certain things based on which cut you watch.
Doesn't it just like basically get rid of any kind of nuance, and it just lays on stuff that it leaves ambiguous otherwise?
Yeah, because like a lot of it's because there isn't a lot that's obvious that's happening like character wise. A lot of it's very internal, whereas the voiceover is literally telling you what he's thinking. Whereas the whole point of the film is that that's happening in the background.
Yeah.
And then something happens at the end that I won't spoil. It's weird that we spoiled Endgame blatantly, but Blade Runner from...
Yeah, it's because I want to watch it.
yeah, that's fair. But yeah, then something happens to him at the end that, without the voiceover, feels much more like a big reveal, whereas with the voiceover, it just kills it.
Fair enough. Well... There are 3 then. Well, and 9.
Oh, 9.
Are we doing any quick fire questions?
Oh yeah.
Who's going to be the recipient?
You, because you're host.
Fair. So it's me. Don't have to think of any of them.
Unprepared questions for unprepared people. And George, you were prepared because you asked us. You were more prepared than me. I forgot what we were doing.
I'm ready.
You're ready. So, if you had to pick a film based in America as the only film you could watch for the rest of time, what would it be?
So specific.
That is specific. Now I'm trying to think. Were either of my 3 set in America? What were my 3? No, one's in Tokyo, one's in London, and one's in America. Hot Rod. But I'm thinking now, Nice Guys.
Nice Guys.
I wouldn't want Hot Rod to be my only film.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Hot Rod's a nice change of pace for the other ones, but if I could watch any American film for the rest of the time, Nice Guys, hands down.
Fair.
So, this is stolen from a question that I heard on the Empire podcast because I've been smashing my way through those.
Yep, that's fair.
But
we recommend.
Would recommend very much so.
Big time.
I'd like the idea that we feed people onto the Empire podcast rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they need the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They do. They work hard, unlike us.
Yeah, they do. There's, I think there's something they call planned.
What you mean, professional?
No, that's not it.
With interviews? Question?
Yeah.
Nah, couldn't imagine.
The people don't say punctuation on that, I imagine.
Really? Question mark? Exclamation mark?
XD face.
Well, this is ridiculous already.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. If you could recast, we'll go with one of the films that are on your desert island list, but with one character that's like
Switcherooed.
Yeah, that's already in it.
Oh.
What would it be?
That's tough because they're all perfect casting. Like Lost in Translation, you don't have that film without Bill Murray, and Scarlett Johansson's amazing. She's 18 in that film, ridiculous. Andy Samberg's Andy Samberg.
Yeah, you can't replace Andy Samberg.
And Taron Egerton does such a great job in like his first film. Colin Firth makes that film.
And Mark Strong's great in that film as well.
Mark Strong, you're not getting him out. So does it have to be a lead character? Or can it be anyone?
I feel like it should be a lead character.
It depends. It depends what you're gonna do. Because if you're gonna take out like random character A and put in like Will Smith, then
yeah, that's gonna happen. No,
it's up to you. It's up to you.
I feel like I'd swap Taron Egerton for
Tom Holland.
no.
Why is everyone's obsession with Tom Holland? He's a lovely guy. But
He's a nice guy, but
it doesn't need to be in every film.
no, I wouldn't swap Taron Egerton. I'd swap Samuel L. Jackson because he's funny in that film. But he's Samuel L.
He's the
Jackson.
villain, isn't he?
Yeah, but you can tell it's Samuel L. Jackson. Kind of takes you out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who'd be funny to add in there though? That's a good question.
Denzel Washington for a laugh.
It's like a really,
Which is a really serious actor there.
it's like a really campy villain, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
No, but that's what I mean. Imagine Denzel
you
Washington.
You are so funny.
But imagine Denzel Washington actually having to have fun with a role for a change.
That's true.
I'm going with Denzel.
I thought like Jim Carrey would do a job there.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
He'd do a terrible job.
I'm glad you're not a casting director. My God. How about
Curveball, Emma Thompson.
no?
As a megalomaniac millionaire.
Oh, how about this? Right, the woman with blades on her feet. Have that as Brian Blessed. That is it. Sorry, easy answer. Why did it take me that long?
I don't think we're going to improve on that. So,
of all my criticisms of that film, the one thing that really stuck out to me when I first watched it, I was like, that should have been
flying through the air.
I should just be like, but sir. And then you could have him survive and have him in the second film and say Colin's alive. Oh, I love it. Sorry, anyway. I enjoyed
That
it.
one went over.
Have you not? Oh, never mind.
No, I've seen him on Nevermind the Buzzcocks. I think that's it.
People above the age of 30.
Oh, they should bring that back.
They really should.
Yeah.
Why is it cancelled?
So good.
So yeah, make sure to drop us a like, leave us a comment, get tweeting #BringBack Nevermind the Buzzcocks.
Yep.
And check out next week's podcast, which will be good, whatever the subject, which is TBC is gone for the meta play outro. If you don't get that, check out the previous podcast. We've plugged the previous podcast that many times. If we don't get at least one more listener or viewer, I'll be fuming. But anyway, thanks for listening. Bye everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye.